Construction expeditions in Honduras. Your top questions answered. What is a construction expedition? This is a partnership project between World Accord and PRR, where a group of people will go down to Honduras for 2 weeks to build a school in a rural community. PRR stands for Program for Rural Reconstruction. They are a Honduran organization that runs all kinds of programs to help develop rural communities. Where do you stay? When you go to Honduras, you'll be staying at the La Buena Fe compound in Orconcitos, Zacapa, Santa Barbara. Your main accommodations are La Casa Transicional. This is where you will be sleeping, your showers are there, you can spend your free time there. It's your main lodging. A lot of other time is spent at Al's house. This is where all the food is prepared and where you spend all your meals. Al's house is where you eat together, spend time on his porch, there's Wi-Fi access from Al's house, and it's generally a good spot to chill after a long day's work. La Buena Fe is a separate property owned by PRR, but it's part of the community of Orconcitos, a beautiful small town with lots to offer. You can take a walk up the main hill and get a nice view of the lake. You can visit Bita, who makes hammocks. You can check out Mario's, it's a great place for snacks and refreshments. Or you can grab a beer after a long day, or pick up some Zambos, a popular snack among our particular group. Orconcitos is home to one of the only high schools in the area, and a walk up the hill will show various kindergartens and middle schools that were also projects of PRR and World Accord. What does a typical day look like? For a typical work day, breakfast is at 7, you leave by 8, at the work site at around 9 a.m., work for a couple hours, lunch around noon, work some more. You have time for a shower before dinner at 6, and then hanging out with your fellow group members, and often in bed by 10 because you are exhausted from a day of hard work. This is your routine Monday to Friday, and then the middle weekend of your trip you get to spend in Copan, a wonderful little town where you can check out the Mayan ruins and more. What's the food like? The food is amazing. Do you like plantains, avocados, and pineapples? Well, prepare to be disappointed when you come back to Canada because you'll never get them as good here as they are in Honduras. Beans and rice and chicken are also common staples, as well as corn tortillas. Fresh, handmade corn tortillas at almost every meal. It's unbelievable. And it's all incredibly local. The food you'll be eating is not at all different from the food being eaten by any other locals in the community. What will you learn? Get ready to learn some basic construction. I had zero construction experience before this trip. Now there's a whole range of things I know how to do that I had never learned before. Things you could learn would include mixing cement, laying bricks, filling the gaps between bricks, wiring, framing windows, tying rebar, and more. You'll also learn some Spanish. No matter what your current knowledge of Spanish, you will leave with slightly more than you came with. You'll also learn a lot about the culture and lifestyle. You'll learn about the people, the ways of life, and you'll learn about yourself. New experiences are always excellent opportunities for learning. I learned so much on this trip and couldn't wait to share it with everybody when I got home. Would you do it again? This is probably the most common question I get asked, and I have to say every time the answer is 100% yes. I have every intention to do it again. Even though my particular trip was probably one of the most unconventional trips in the history of the program, I would still do it again. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, our trip was 10 days longer than planned because our flights kept getting canceled, and we had a very hard time getting home. Though the extra 10 days were unexpected and inconvenient, we were well cared for, well fed, and in good company. So even though the trip was longer than planned, I loved every minute of it. The people are friendly and interesting, the environment is stunning, the food is excellent, and the work feels good. It's an adventure, it's humanitarian, it's cultural, it's educational, and it's incredible. It's a trip that has something for everyone. From the second I got home, I've been trying to think of ways to raise the money to go back. If this sounds like something that could be up your alley, I've got one final piece of advice. It's okay to feel wildly outside your element. It's okay to be a little nervous and wonder what you've signed up for. It's okay to be a little worried. Because if you give yourself time to settle in, you'll be amazed at how quickly you feel comfortable and happy and reassured that you've made an excellent choice. You'll be surprised at how quickly you feel at home. And I can't recommend it enough. It is truly life-changing.